so long since you guys have been back here, and it kind of should have been practice. What was it like to finally have it?
Weird. It was weird for sure. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, weird. Yeah, I think it's been such a long time. You forget your practice routine. I forgot when to wake up this morning, like what time I want to do my stuff. Just it's been so long, but it was definitely good to get back out here. Go through some different things. You see guys doing their typical routine stuff as opposed to having to worry about playing, game after game after game. So definitely good to kind of get some things that we cleaned up, watch some film and get out there and actually go through it on the floor.
Is there any relief that that daunting part of the schedule, that trip, all of that, the back-to-back, like that's over? You guys kind of have like a normal 7 games to finish up the regular season?
I mean, yeah. I think it's just like, all right, we got that out the way. And then, obviously we went through our 4-game skid, but we 16-5 since break, something like that, 16-6 or something like that. So, no complaints there. We just be better in different areas, and that's what we watched in film. That's what we went over in practice, and now we're back home, finish the season now, and get ready for the playoffs.
Can you tell us the main points of focus that you have today?
I think rebounding has been obviously the topic of conversation for a while. It's just ways we can be better at it as a group. We've done a good job taking care of the ball, getting our shot quality. Like sometimes it's not even just what we can be better at. Sometimes it's just highlighting what we've been good at. You know what I mean? I think that's something that, whether it's transition defense, offense, our defensive clips, ways we can get prepared for playoff intensity and physicality. So just kind of highlighting positives and the negatives as well.
Aside from physically just going up and getting rebounds, what are the things you can do to make rebounding better?
Physically going up there. I'm joking. Yeah, I think it's a mentality too. I think not just relying on our 2 7-footers. It can be easy when you see those two guys down there. It's like, oh, they got it. You know what I mean? Like it can definitely be. It can be a crutch. But understanding that, if I was a big, I would make sure I'd do everything in my power to make sure Ev and J.A. are occupied with me, so that my guards, my forwards can come in and steal the rebound. So it's on us as a group, and especially us as guards. Obviously, Dean, Dre, like those guys obviously are taller, so it's easier for them. Like myself, DG, Max has been phenomenal at it. Sam, Ty, like it's on us to come in there and as a group kind of help out those guys when they're engaged with the bigs.
How do you feel physically at this time compared to where you've been physically at this time in previous seasons?
It's much different, I think, in a better way. I think it's, obviously you feel fresher for playing less minutes. But I think mentally too, I think that's very underrated in this process. Mentally feeling just freer, not really, obviously having the best record in the East helps, but like we're not in the same position as some people, but like just being freer, not having like, wear on you, your body like, oh man, my ankles today, or it's my knee today, it's my back, it's my hip, like whatever. It's like over the course of time that becomes a lot on you mentally. So I think that's definitely something that is very underrated in lowering your minutes and playing less, and I think we all, will feel the same way.
When Kenny, throws the water bottle on Sunday, you guys come out to respond the way you do. Let's say about the pulse that he has on this team.
Yeah, I think we've kind of seen it from the beginning. He's a guy that, really, has a great feel of everybody in the locker room. That's what you're seeing. A lot of guys have had career years. A lot of guys have taken steps forward that we all knew they could. And 1 through 18, you're starting to see that across the board. And a lot of that is obviously we've all individually put the work in and sacrificed, but also Kenny has challenged us. Kenny has, empowered guys to, go out there and be their best selves. And then also when we're not our best selves, kind of coming in there and throwing the water bottle out the wall and kind of lighting the spark when needed, and that's what's great.
And then when he talks about why you guys have turned it around this year, it's pretty much a long list of reasons that never include him. How much credit does he deserve for
a lot. I think he's a guy, like I say, he allows us to, when you have a coach that allows guys to figure it out, as well as also kind of teaching, I think that's having a great feel, because it's a tough balance, it's a tough, you want to go out there and, overcoach and kind of over-critique everything. That can become tiresome to hear. You could also be too relaxed and kind of let things just kind of free fall and, let the chips fall where they may. So it's very unique. It's a skill. It's a skill because it's not easy, especially in the NBA. Like, we're all grown men, and it's like, it's definitely tougher than other, high school, college, and the AAU, so it's definitely tougher. So it's definitely a skill to be able to figure that out, and you've seen it. Brooklyn, LA, Golden State, like you've seen him in different areas where he's kind of taken those philosophies and brought it into his own.
You mentioned feeling a little bit more refreshed. At this point of the season, when you have these days, a couple days in between games, how much do you guys lean on kind of relaxing, resetting, because you know what's ahead of you?
Yeah, you definitely do. Definitely got into a new Netflix show, The $1 Million Secret. That's been fun. Really, the weather's getting warmer. Like I went to, where did I go before we played the last game? It has like a waterfall there. I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with a C. It's like a national park. You know what I'm talking about? That section. I don't want to mess the name up, but like going on a walk, like just chilling, like just vibing and just walking around. Went to Crocker Park to eat breakfast. Like this is the time of year where you really kind of breathe, because after these 7 games, there's really none of that. Probably won't leave the house. I probably here, home in the arena. So just doing different things to kind of allow yourself to just calm down, enjoy and reflect on the great year we've had, while also being ready to take care of these 7 games. And then when it's time for playoffs, you're ready to go.
On an unrelated basketball note, after the game a few days ago, you mentioned that you wanted to reach out to that 16-year-old young man who...
He was 6?
16.
Oh, I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa.
Who saved that family from that fire. Have you been successful in reaching out?
Yeah, I just got some of the info today. I haven't reached out to him just yet, but, I think I really want to start, highlighting stuff like that. I follow this Instagram page. I'm from Cleveland, and that's kind of how I've seen a lot of the stuff that goes on in the community, because obviously how would I generally know? So definitely just want to highlight, the heroes of the community, and that young man in itself. Like, just watching the video, it's just like, man, to be able to on the fly, just to not think about yourself, to be selfless, to go out there and really not do it for any cameras, for anything, literally just trying to save lives. Like those, we talk about who we are and what we are to this community, but guys like him, guys like Dorian, those are the real heroes in this community. And with someone like myself and this team, we have a platform, and why not highlight their efforts, because they deserve it.
What do you want to say to them when you see them?
Basically, it's what I just said. Like, I think that's the biggest thing, because, like I said, when you see something like that, there's two different. It's kind of, you're there, you panic, or and you leave, or you kind of go out there and find a way to help. And for it to be a 16-year-old kid to go out there and find a way to do the job of the firefighters until they showed up, that takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of selflessness, and that's ultimately what being in the community is about, helping the next person that you see. So definitely want to just give him his credit. I also want him to come to the arena and get the same ovation Dorian got, because they deserve that. Those are the things that really make people special, and that was great to see.
Donovan, this is obviously a tight group where chemistry is kind of at the center of what you guys have been able to do. But Kenny said one of the first things that he wanted to do was establish a culture of like fun, joy, stuff like that. Where do you feel like that is manifesting itself, and why do you think that's been so important for this team?
I think it's allowed us to manage expectations. I think when you have the season we have, and then you lose 3 in a row early in the season, the mood was still light. We lost 4 in a row just recently, the mood is still light. We're not playing our best basketball, we're still finding ways to be positive and win throughout a 16-game win streak. Like, you're looking at all these instances that I've been in locker rooms where, like, you go through that and it's like the sky is falling, and different things, and kind of keeping it like that with this group. One, we have a younger group, but like also being able to understand that, like, y'all's job is to report positive, negative, indifferent. Like that's the job of not just you guys, but like the entire world. And obviously, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we have social media, so like it can allow you to kind of forget what this is truly all about. Like, this is a great group of guys. We have a lot of fun. And also understand that really allows you, when you have the expectation, when you have the quote-unquote high-pressure situations, keeping the mood light allows you to be free and go out there and just have fun with the game that you truly love.
One last question. Is there a particular indicator? It seems kind of like a basic question, but like that you guys are sharp. Like when you get out there and you know that it's going to be one of those games where you execute versus maybe, like you said, during that stretch where you guys didn't have your best.
I mean, you could point to so many different things. I don't want to say like, oh, this happens and then we know we're ready to go. Like, I think you could point. You're not always going to be sharp. We're not always going to be sharp in the playoffs. You know what I mean? But I think the unique thing about this group and the best thing about this group is you still find a way to win. I mean, obviously, yeah, we've played. I mean, the last time we played the Knicks, we didn't miss a shot. We played Dallas, we didn't miss a shot. Like, those are some indicators. Like, all right, we had 50-point first quarter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, different things like that. Or, all right, cool. Like, we played Minnesota. They had 8 points most of the first quarter. Like, those are some, like, easy ones. But I think there's so many different things you can point to. So many different guys you can point to. I can look at Ev, I can look at Jay, I can look at DG. Down the line, you kind of have a feel. But I think the best thing about us is, like, it doesn't have to always be sharp. But when we are sharp as a collective, you know, it's dangerous. And it's not always going to be perfect. Not always going to have those nights, but we still find ways to be at our best throughout that process. Yeah,
okay, last one. Kenny's been talking about the plan that he created before he even got to you. He would come and see you guys in their various cities. How have you guys stuck to that plan, and how has that helped you not only have the same energy that you've been talking about, but have the same mindset at this point in the season?
Well, I mean, that was the first thing we talked about in LA. You know what I mean? I think it was minutes are going to change. We need to get more, you know, more touches for Ev. Ev being more aggressive. Obviously, weren't really worried about DG getting back to form because we know him. You know, being able to use the bench, Ty, Sam, Max, Isaac, Dean, obviously Dre, you know, and then changing rotations a little bit. You know, I'm playing with Ev, DG's with J.A., Max is with Jay a little bit more. Now that we have Dre, putting Dre in that lineup, you know, just finding different things. And it's always, you know, it's always nice when you change how things were and you immediately have success with it. It definitely makes you, especially when it's something out of your comfort zone. Like I talked about that with myself. Like the role that I have this year was way different than everything I've done, and very rarely do you get met with, you know, instant gratification through that process. So I think starting off 15-0 was like, okay, this works. Like, you know, and how do we? And like I said it to y'all at the beginning of the year, I was like, we kind of screwed ourselves because this is who we are. Like, you know, I mean, we can't go anything less than that. And we've showed it all year that this is who we've been. So why not stick with that plan if it continues to work?